Welcome to Happy Hour. I'm Crystal and thanks for hanging out with me. I have today my favorites and like misses and empties for the month of February. First of all, let me know if you guys like seeing all of those jammed together in the comments below. If not, I can do them separately, but it just seems easiest to do them together. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. Most of my favorites for this month are centered around illness-related stuff because I really feel like I was sick for most of the month. At the beginning of the month when I wasn't sick, you know, I felt like I was kind of leading up to it, so I just never felt great. There are a couple of beauty things that are in my favorites, it's just not a whole lot. It's more like other stuff. I mean, it's beauty-ish. The first one being this MAC lipstick here, and it is in the color Speak Louder. I got this in my MAC lipstick haul that I did sometime last month, not last month, the month before, I think. It's what I'm wearing on my lips today, and so I was wearing this before I got sick. After I got sick, I was too snotty in a, you know, sinus kind of way to really wear any lipstick because I was just like, every time I would blow my nose or cough or whatever, like it would get everywhere. So I stopped wearing lipstick for the rest of the month. So I'm back to it, which is fun. I'm glad to be back into it. Another beauty favorite this month was this nail polish here. It is by Essie and it is in the color For the Twill of It. What I do like about this color is that you can see it's like a duochrome kind of blue, or not blue, green and purple, but it also has like hints of brown and variety of other things. I don't have this on my nails right now, as you can see, but I did for most of February, for at least probably 2 weeks, and I got so many compliments on it. I was really surprised, because it's not, you know, it's not like my nail lady did anything special. I just literally took this polish, and the last time I went in, and I was like, let's do this color today. So I really liked it. It's a lot of fun. It's, like I said, it's different colors depending on what lighting you're in, and it almost looks kind of like a, you know how an oil slick looks on the top? That's kind of what it looks like to me. So it's a lot of fun. I think I got this one at Target or either Target or Ulta, but it was just like sitting there, so you should probably be able to find it if you want it. Anyway, like I said, I got a lot of compliments on it and I liked it. So on to the stuff that's more sickness related. This lip balm here, this is the Aquaphor just lip repair. It's traditional. You can probably find this at any drugstore. This stuff was a lifesaver because I felt dry everywhere while I was sick, and it just really saved me. Like, I was just down on this. I'm surprised I didn't use, well, I would have an empties of this stuff, except that I literally have these all over the house, like all over the place. Because it's the lip balm that I use before bed most nights. There's one downstairs by my couch. They're all over the place. One of the reasons that it's by my couch, for example, is that it doesn't have a scent, so it just looks, I mean, it's just, I mean, maybe it has a scent, but not to me. So, I mean, it's supposed to be fragrance free. It even says so on the package. So that means it's a safe balm to have within dog reach, because if I use something, like, if I have something nearby that has a scent to it that smells at all appealing, then my dog steals it. And I don't know how much of it she actually consumes, but she does like make a mess of it all over the floor. And cleaning up lip balm, not great, especially, well, I used to have carpet on my main floor. I don't in this house, but let me tell you what a disaster that is to clean up out of carpet. It does not go well. So yeah, recommend these both for the dog situation and just for the moisturization. You know, it keeps your lips really nice and moisturized, and it's really thick, so that helps a lot too. Keeping with the moisture bandwagon, I have from Lush Cosmetics the Handy Guru Goo. I think it's how, whoa, let's just drop that on the floor. I think Gurugu is how you say that. It's a hand cream, and I really, you know, I'm a fan of Lush products in general. I've had, this is either my second or third pot of this stuff. I can't remember, but I'm a big fan of this scent in particular. So it's primarily made with shea butter and like nut butters. It doesn't really say, it's like peanut butter, cashew butter, pumpkin seed butter, almond butter. So I guess if you have a nut allergy and it's like even just to touch nuts is bad, then maybe don't use this. But it's got like it's not exactly a rose scent, but it is kind of, if that makes sense. Anyway, I really like it. It's really moisturizing. Again, I use this under normal circumstances right before bed, but because, well, I was in bed a lot this last month, so I used a lot of it. So speaking of stuff that smells good, my next favorite was this tea right here. It is from Zena? I don't know. This is what the lid says. I don't know how to pronounce that. So this is actually, I got this bottle, the original one, years ago at World Market. And then they have this same, I loved it so much that I wanted to I don't want to buy the glass again because I feel like that's wasteful, but I really wanted to have the same tea, and I liked the jar and the little scoopy spoon, and just the way that it's packaged. It's cute, it's convenient, and it's pretty sturdy too. Like, I'm not gonna go throw this on the floor, but you know, this has moved with me 4 times or something like that, and it's still I mean, it hardly shows any signs of wear other than the top is messy because I haven't cleaned it off recently. Anyway, so I buy just a huge bag of this stuff on Amazon. I actually have it on Subscribe and Save, and then I just refill this little glass when it's empty. But because, again, I was so sick, I was just drinking so much tea, like tea and water, and that was about it. That's pretty much, well, I was drinking coffee too, but I mean, I gotta be really like on my deathbed almost to not drink coffee. So this stuff, God, it smells amazing. This is mint rose, and let's see, the package says basically it's made up of Egyptian peppermint and rose petals. And you would think that would be weird, but it's not like, you don't really, it's not like you're drinking a rose, you know? It just is a little bit, there's just like a tiny bit of rose petals in there. Let me show you the side so you can see the rose petals. But when you know, I just put this in an infuser and put it in the hot water, and it just tastes like an awesome minty tea. And the nice thing is, again, because it smells so amazing. Mint was probably the only thing I could smell while I was sick because that's just how things went. So it really just spoke to me, and I was really glad to have it. I probably went through a whole jar of this stuff while I was sick. But like I said, I just refill it. On the mint bandwagon, and segueing into my empties, is this Dr. Teal's Foaming Bath Relax and Relief Eucalyptus Spearmint. This is, like it says, it's a foaming bath. It's like it's a bubble bath, but it's more, the bubbles are more dense, I guess you could say. It's not like big bubbles that you see in like movies or something. It's like nice, thick, smells really great, makes you feel good. This is 34 fluid ounces or 1,000 ml. I've had this for a while. Obviously, I did not go through this entire bottle while I was sick, but I did go through quite a lot of it. This I love. I just got it at the drugstore, so like I'm gonna be picking up another one the next time I go shopping. And if you can't find it at your drugstore, you might be able to find it like at, I want to say like an Ulta or something like that. If not, I will link, it has a website that you can, I assume, buy it at or something along those lines. So I'll link that below, but it's essentially one of those things that I usually find this next to things like the Epsom salts and that kind of thing. It's, you know, it's to help relax you and relieve stress and all that. But I was taking tons and tons and tons of baths while I was sick. Probably because I was like freezing and then not freezing and then freezing, and so I was in the bath a lot. Probably that's why I needed so many moisturizers during the last month. But anyway, so I really loved this stuff. So onto some more empties. Some of these were great, some of them, not so much. We'll see how that goes. So the first thing is boring. It's just one of these cotton rounds thing. I have an empties of this like every month. Next, I have this Aveeno Hydrosport Wet Skin Spray Sunscreen. Is SPF 30. This, I mostly just wanted to use up. SPF 30 used to be fine when I was younger, and now it's not enough. My skin, like, I burn a lot more easily now than I used to, but, which is not to say that I haven't had this for years. I've had it for like a summer, but I just didn't learn. So this was the last time I bought this stuff in SPF 30 anyway. I have it in higher levels now. I liked it fine otherwise though. So next up is a bucket load of sheet masks. It's actually not, I mean, not as many as it could be, but it's quite a few. So the first week of the month, I used a couple of my Innisfree masks, which I really like. And then I also, just out of the blue, decided to order this batch of Etude House or Etude House or something Tude House. I don't know. I got these off Amazon. I got like, maybe 20 for 20 bucks or something like that. I like these a lot too. But then I decided that since I have a ton of these Dermal ones. So, as I mentioned in my last month stuff, I didn't love these. I don't hate them enough to like get rid of them without using them, but I don't love them. So I decided I'm just gonna try to use them up. Also, there was a hope like buried deep down inside me that if I used them more, that maybe I would start to like them more, like they would start to do more for me. That was not the case. I used a variety, like, again, because they're all supposed to be collagen essence, they all are supposed to be firming. I still have not found that they feel firming at all. It's nothing specific because I'm looking back over these and I don't see anything that is normally really irritating to my skin in them, but some of them I noticed, you know, you're supposed to, these say to wear for 15 to 20 minutes. I would find, so with like the Innisfree masks, for example, I could wear that mask, like, I could probably wear that mask for an hour and I'd be fine. These, I definitely, after 15 minutes, like, I'm dying to take it off because it starts to really, well, first of all, it starts to dry out around the edges, so around the edges of my face and like under my nose because I'm breathing and around my mouth. It starts to dry out. And as soon as it starts to dry out, which is again after probably 10 to 15 minutes, it gets really like irritating and itchy. Like, I don't know if it's the whatever these masks, I don't know if they're cotton or whatever they are. I don't know if it starts to just like tickle or what, but I haven't had that problem with any other masks. So again, I think it's specific to these, and I just, like I said, I don't love them. They smell good, but that's, you know, like I said, I don't hate them. I just don't think I want them again. I did like the Etude House, whatever. I'm excited to have, I have, like I said, like almost 20 of these. So I'm excited to use the rest of these. And the Innisfree masks, I probably still have about 10 of these left. I'm going to continue to use them, and I will repurchase them when I'm done with all the ones that I have. I do, as I mentioned, I think before, I try to mask, like use sheet masks 3 times a week. This is not quite a month's worth of 3 times a week, although it's close. But because I got sick, I just could not sheet mask because again, I was like coughing and blowing my nose so much that I would have had to take the mask off after like 2 minutes. So next up is a hair product, and this is by Hask. It is Repair That Hair. It's a leave-in spray, you know, and it conditions and detangles. So I use a lot of stuff in my hair from a protection standpoint, but normally I shower at nighttime and let my hair air dry, but if I do that, it is so staticky that it drives me, like I will wake up in the middle of the night because my hair is like, I don't know, almost crackling or something. So I like to, after I get out of the shower, spray with a leave-in of some kind. So I tried this one out. Obviously this is a full size. I got this at Ulta. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. There are others that I have used in the past that I liked more. So I am moving on to those, like back to those, well, eventually. I have some samples that I'm going through right now, but this is okay. I'm not gonna repurchase it. Another empty I have is this little shower / bath gel. It is Essential Elements shower gel, and it was in, I thought it said the fragrance, but apparently it doesn't. Anyway, so it smells like herby, which is not bad. I liked it, but I decided because it smells kind of herby, it almost smells a little mannish to me in some ways. So since I ran out of this stuff while I was still sick, and I totally did not have the energy to go to the store at all, I just rummaged through my sample stuff and pulled this out and decided to use this in my bath instead of nothing, basically. I liked it fine. It was not my favorite sample of all time, so meh, it's all right. And then now to my misses for the month. One of these is like a long-term miss that I just sort of figured out, and then the other one is new. So we'll talk about the new one first. And that was this Derma E Toner. It is anti-wrinkle vitamin A glycolic toner with papaya. So I decided to try this out because the one that I had been using, which I prefer to get the toner through Subscribe and Save, again on Amazon. The one that I had been using was no longer available through Amazon Subscribe and Save. So I thought, well, let me find something else that I can get through there. I also prefer toners that have witch hazel and other like more organic ingredients in them. So it took me a little bit to find some, and then I found this one. It does have, so it has in it witch hazel, papaya as it says on the package, chamomile, aloe, and then a bunch of other stuff that I can't pronounce because I mean, y'all know I'm not great at that. And then I think probably the kicker was the very last thing on the ingredients list that it says is floral fragrance. So this does not smell floral at all. Like, this smells, I can't describe the scent of this, but it is not floral by any means. Like, it's floral if you are a small child and don't know what a flower smells like, I guess. I really don't know. But it is not a good scent, and I couldn't stand the smell of it. Aside from that, even though it's like, it's organic, I don't know if it's organic, but it's all supposed to be all natural stuff. Oh yeah, parts of it are certified organic, not the whole thing, but pieces of it. It's cruelty-free, it's gluten-free. You know, it's stuff that I really like to support, but it just, something about it irritated the shit out of my skin. And initially I thought it was maybe because my skin was extra dry. This was before I got sick even. The weather was so awful here that my skin was extra dry because it was like below 20 degrees is the high for some days, and so the heater was running constantly. So I thought at first, well, my skin is irritated because of that. So I kept using it. And then it started to warm up and my skin was still irritated, but I thought, I'll give it a try more. Maybe it's something that I'll get used to, because sometimes something will irritate my skin at first and then I just like kind of adapt to it in some ways. So that ultimately never happened. In fact, after I got sick and my face in parts was like kind of chapped, it really started to not only irritate my skin, but like actually sting. Like it was kind of painful. So at that point I just decided I'm done with this. I'm not, it's just not working out. I asked people in my life, friends and family and stuff, if they wanted to use the rest of it, because I probably had a half a bottle left. Everyone said no, so I dumped it and it's going in the recycle bin because not good. And then on to the last thing, which is EOS Lip Balm. This one here is the lemon, I think. Yeah, lemon drop. This is the one that has SPF in it. It's not this one specifically, but good Lord. So I like these from a variety of standpoints. They smell good. They're supposed to be good for you in terms of, I think they're supposed to be organic. So my history with this balm is long and a little complex. So I started using EOS balms several years ago. I mean, back when they really became popular. So then after I had been using them for a while, I got sick again, but this is again several years ago, a totally different sickness. So this is probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. I got so sick that I was getting cracks in the sides of my mouth. My lips were just cracking and bleeding in general. It was really, really unpleasant. And I was using whatever lip balm I could find. And primarily I was trying to use ones that were natural, because I was like, I don't know why. My lips had never done that before, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. But I figured it was possibly something in a chemical, like whether it's the petroleum that's in a lot of lip balms or whatever. Like that's what I thought it was. I ended up having to go to the dermatologist to get like some cream that fixed the problem, because it really was bad. Anyway, that's only part of the story, and it is a little related. So after that, things healed up and I continued to use EOS lip balms. But then, ever since then, my lips would peel all the time. My lips had never peeled prior to that unless they were super duper chapped. But I use so much lip balm that I don't get chapped lips very often. So at first I thought, maybe I'm just using too much lip balm. I don't know if that's possible, but maybe I am. So I started like backing off and using kind of thicker balms that would last longer. It just made me more irritated, because then the rest of my lips felt dry all the time instead of just the parts that were peeling. So then that news story came out that there were other people that were having various sorts of irritations spawned by EOS lip balms. And I started to think about it, and I was like, maybe that's why my lips are peeling, because I do use them all the time. They're all over the place in my house and in my purse and at work and everywhere. So I decided to just do an experiment. I didn't change anything about my lip balm, stick, whatever habits. I just stopped using EOS for a week and my lips stopped peeling. So bravo to me that it took me 3 years to figure that shit out, but there it is. EOS makes my lips peel. So the unfortunate thing is that I had a bunch of them that I hadn't used yet, because I just stockpile things. So if I find a product that I like, I typically will have like one in reserve, so that when I run out of it, it's not an emergency that I have to go to the store and get it. I already have a backup. So I had a couple, I probably had 3 or 4 extra EOS balms like laying around. I gave them to my sister with the caveat that I explained the whole thing about the peeling and such and told her good luck. So unfortunately, the rest of the ones that I had that were in use are getting trashed now, and I'm sad about it, but what do? You know, sometimes stuff just doesn't work out. So that's it for this video. That's everything I've got for you today. I would love to hear what you guys liked or didn't like during the last month, so leave that stuff in the comments below. And otherwise, cheers and have a good day. Bye.